Okay, I think, looks like we're ready to go. Okay, quick sync check. Welcome to Friday Night Arcade Plays. Today we're just kind of doing a live, kind of impromptu test. Tomorrow we're going to be doing a full-blown live stream on the main channel, and I haven't live streamed in months, so I've been trying to get everything worked out and just kind of work out all the bugs with this. I spent last week just trying to sync all of the sources up. You'd be surprised how hard it is to sync a webcam up with everything else. I got to looking at it, it was like maybe a half a second off here or there. I mean, I know it's not going to be perfect, but I'm just trying to get it as close as it can so it sounds as good as it can. And I'm also doing some on-the-fly post-processing with the audio to get my microphone sounding as good as it can. So still just kind of fine-tuning this a little bit. Let's see. That's a less unflattering angle of my big bulbous head. So. And tomorrow I'm going to be doing Space Quest 2, and today I'm doing Shadowgate. I tried to pick games that don't require quite as much reaction time. I'm not ready to live stream Ninja Gaiden just yet. I'm good at the game, but to try to play it live in front of everybody, I don't want to embarrass myself just yet. So kind of want to get all the bugs worked out here first. And then we'll start getting into some more challenging stuff. But so we're just gonna kind of hang out and play through Shadowgate for a little bit, like I said, and just kind of make sure that that everything's working here. So Shadowgate, gosh, it's been well, I played through this recently on the main channel. I played through this and for the review. And I had several people actually mention they'd, like to see a full playthrough this. It's kind of just a straightforward adventure game, so it's definitely not an action game. But hey, Mike, welcome. Let's see here. The last thing that you remember is standing before the wizard Lakmer as he waved his hands. Now you find yourself staring at an entryway which lies at the edge of a forest. The druid's words ring in your ears. Within the castle Shadowgate lies your quest. The dreaded warlock lord will use his black magic to raise the behemoth from the dark depths. Yeah, so I think I mentioned this in the Shadowgate review that I did on the main channel, but so when I first played this game, I was really excited about it because it was like, wow, this is cool. This is like almost like a computer game that you get to play right on your Nintendo. We didn't have a gaming computer, or God, computers cost as much as an Oldsmobile in 1987. So, playing with some of those adventure games that they had was just not possible. So this was kind of like a computer game. In fact, it was a computer game that they brought over and made it for Nintendo. So I thought it was cool. But I was really excited. I got this thing home and I tried to play it and I couldn't get anywhere. I didn't realize, I mean, I got as far as this first room where you see the eyes and then both of these doors are just locked and I didn't know what the hell to do. And I ended up just sitting there and for days I'm like, what am I supposed to do? I didn't know. I was like 8, so so I didn't realize that you're supposed to go back out front and take the key out of the skull. I did not know you were supposed to do that. Hey, real quick, if anybody that's watching, let me know how the audio's balanced. Like, is my voice balanced okay with the game level? Because I can't hear what you're hearing. I just hear what's going through my. I can hear the game audio on my end, but I don't hear the stream version of it, I guess you could say. So if you could let me know if you'd be willing, just, you know, does the game audio need to be louder? Does it need to be quieter? Does my voice need to be louder? I think my voice level should be okay, but probably either the game audio maybe needs to go either up or down, or if it's good, that's good too. As if by magic the skull rises. Yeah, it took me like a month to find that fucking thing, so I felt like an idiot. In fact, Jason, the other guy that is with me sometimes on the channel during the Let's Plays, he was the one, he borrowed this from me, and he was the one that figured it out. He came back like a day later, like, yeah, I found the key. It was just out front. It's like, oh, cool. So let's see. I don't remember. Here we go. And then this one is also locked. Yes. And if we want to, we can just burn the rug. The rug quickly catches on fire and burns away. So really, it's just a story about a guy going around a castle burning all the rugs. You could burn rugs in all the rooms, and I think there's 2 or 3 instances where you find either a trapdoor or a key or something like that. And I am gonna be a little bit of a save whore here and save early, save often, because I know the gist of how to get through this game, but I may have to, like, I know if you take this book, the trapdoor will open up and you'll fall through it. So, a rectangular hole has been cut out of the inside of the book. So you can open the book, and now we're actually looking inside the book, but you can't take the book. The game gets really pissed off if you do that. And then also, now that one's an easy one. I remember finding that one right away. It's kind of makes you feel good about yourself after taking a month to find the key in the first part of the game. So, actually, you know what? Before I do that, I need to go back and use this key. Let's see. And go in this closet, because there's all sorts of good stuff in this closet. Got a sword, a slingshot, which, if this guy's such a big adventurer, why did he go to a castle without a sword? I don't quite understand that, but whatever. Okay. So now we got a sword and a slingshot. Feeling pretty good about ourselves. So swilling my Mountain Dew. I don't think we can actually get, yeah, okay, so these I can take the arrow. But if I try to move up here, that happens. The ledge wasn't strong enough to hold you. You fall to the ground and land hard on your rump. Well, ouch. Well, that sucks. But if I use this opens up. The secret passage. You stand at the edge of a deep chasm. From the darkness below arise the screams of the undead. This cave is hewn roughly in the chasm's wall. So, once again, I'm gonna save. See, and I think if we go here, we run into the Wraith. Yeah, okay. What's this? A Wraith is standing in your way, barring your path. Yeah, and we can't get past him yet. I don't think we can get past him yet. He's got, it's a shadow wraith, a hideous specter who eternally walks the line between life and death. Okay. Yeah, we can't get past him yet. But we can take the torches. Yeah, I don't think, is this, so we've got that weird torch. The one with the stripes on it that we just found. There is something out of the ordinary about this torch, but you can't put your finger on it. But I don't think this is where we use that yet. The torch burns with, oh, here, okay, that was it, okay. The torch burns with a strange white flame. With a shout, you throw the flaming torch at it. I love it. You set this torch on fire, and you just freak out and throw it at the guy. Ah! With a blinding flash, the white flame engulfs the undead apparition. When you open your eyes again, the wraith is gone. Perfect. Okay, well, that was easy enough. The cloak is in hand. And let's go. See, and this is one of those situations where there's totally a red herring here. So if this part in the lower left, if you've never seen this before, the lower left square is kind of like your navigation beacon for the room that you're in. If you don't want to have to move your skull all the way around out here, these little boxes represent doors, or you know, a doorway, or you know, secret passage you just open up, whatever. So this is a door. This door corresponds with this door. So like if I wanted to move through this door, I could just click on it and it would take me through. And that also helps because it shows you the door that's behind you. So because otherwise you can't really turn around. You're kind of just forced into facing whatever direction the camera has you facing. Like I can't move my character left or right. I'm just kind of, here's the room I'm in. So I can move back and it takes me back here, or I can move forward. So when you're in this room, there's this other box up here. So there's technically another door there somewhere, but it says it's too high for you to reach. And there's no way to get to it. It's just a red herring. There's nothing there. You can't do that. What are you trying to do? There's no way to get to that door, and it's never, you never get to it. So it's just one of those things to waste your time. The small stone chamber is lined on one side by 2 barred portals. Yeah, if I remember right, there's like animals or something in here. There's another thing that's kind of fun about this. Sometimes it's just kind of fun to look and see what they say. Sturdy bars seal this cage. Your nose detects the presence of a concealed animal. I don't think this is the one that you can open. There's one later in the game that you can actually open. And that one, yeah, that one, if you open it up, there's a rabbit dog in there that freaking murders you. But these I don't think you can open. Try. It won't open. It won't open. Yeah. But you can look. You can hear a faint scratching from within the dark depths behind the bars. Oh, that's messed up. There's some stuff up here on the shelves. We'll take that. There's a scroll. There's a bottle. Another bottle. Okay. And then if we look at this, Epor. The sign reads Epor. Now if you look at it once, nothing really happens. It's like, okay, whatever. If you push the start button on your Nintendo controller, it will give you a hint. Maybe, depending on the room that you're in. It'll give you a hint, and it'll kind of, you know, you kind of have to read into it. But so this time it says, our hint is some things require a second glance. So, what would happen if we looked at the sign again? Epor. You got it. It seems to find some sort of, it seems to be some sort of magic word. It seems to some sort of magic word. I think they, there was an error in translation there. You've learned one magic spell, and we can actually use that right away. If we go into our spells, because Epor backwards is rope. That's right. The spell was chanted. Epor. There are many strange things in this world. When you said the magic spell, the rope moved. Having stretched up to the hole, the rope stops moving. Yeah, so if we actually tried to take the rope, it doesn't let us take it. The rope is like solid, but then if you use the magic spell, the rope straightens up and you can actually climb it and go up to the next part of the castle. And there was one other scroll that we got in here. Let's get this one. Scroll 1 is open. Your hands begin to sweat because of your extreme excitement. 5 to find 3 are 1. 1 gives access the bladed sun. The silver orb to banish below, the staff of ages to vanquish the foe. Joining 2, the gold blade. Is it me? Let's see. Schwinger says, is it me or is it just a coincidence that there is a rope right there and Epor is rope backwards? Oh, the irony. Yeah. And you know what's funny is I think I figured out that it was when I was a kid and I played this, I figured out that it was a secret word. I found I found the secret. I got it as a spell, added it to my spell. I used it, and then it wasn't until I went back and played the game, like maybe 2 years later, I was playing back through it again. I'm like, oh yeah, Epors just wrote backwards. 8-year-old me couldn't figure that out, but 11-year-old me did figure that out, and was proud of myself. What the hell just happened? Did I get a spell out? Oh yeah, that was just a... So, there's a door that opens up here, but I don't think I can do anything with this yet. See, if I open this, you feel the ground shake as the rock moves slowly aside to reveal a passageway. Ah, okay, the wall is open. So we can go in here, but we can't do anything yet. There's something that we need. I don't remember what it is. The cold water from the limestone drips on your neck, sending shivers down your spine. Yeah, I've got to get there is a concave polygon. It seems to have been carefully carved into the stone. Yeah, I don't have the right things for this yet. So, we'll go back. That music, that sound. That music is the sound of our torch. So one thing they put in this game to kind of add a time limit to it is your torches can actually run out. And if your torch runs out, you die. The screen goes black and you trip and fall into a hole and die. It's not time-based in the sense that if you're just sitting here, like the time clock's not running down, it's turn-based. Every time you take a turn, that counts as time. So the torch will start to run down after so many turns, whether you're looking at something in your inventory or moving around, any action counts as a turn. So all we have to do is just make sure we just light another torch before that one dies, and we're good to go. But that's one thing that you kind of have to be careful of. This room full of mirrors reminds you of the Elven Funhouse at King Otto's Fair. I remember something about this room, and I'm going to show you what happens. So we look at this room. All right, let's go ahead and take the broom, and let's take the torch and the other torch, and hey Schwinger, while you're at it, would you be willing? How's the audio and the game audio and my voice actually balanced? This is kind of a test stream. I haven't streamed in a while, so if you could let me know how it sounds on your end, because I can't hear the back end of it. Is the game audio mixed pretty okay? Does it need to be louder? Does it need to be quieter? Is my voice loud enough? That would be super helpful, and I'd be very grateful if you'd be willing to give me any sort of feedback on that. So these mirrors. So, let me save this. Now, if we can hit, I love that hit is just an option here. If we hit the first one, or not. Oh, do I need the hammer? Shoot. I think I need the hammer for this. Crap, I don't have the hammer yet. Maybe I can use the broom to smash it. Yeah, okay. That's not gonna work. We gotta have the hammer first. So, okay, so we go backwards. This long, cold hallway is lined on either side by half a dozen coffins. Thanks, Schwinger, I appreciate it. I appreciate that. So, now if I remember right, one of these there's good stuff in these coffins, and then there's also bad stuff in these coffins. So let me look here. So I open this one up. The lid of coffin is open. A mummy stands silently before you. Well, I should probably just go ahead and set this mummy on fire. What do you want to use this on? Use the torch on the mummy. The mummy bursts into flames, leaving behind a scepter. Perfect. So I need that later. So I'll take the scepter, and I know I'm kind of abusing the save system here, but one of these, when you open them, it just puts out like a green acid slime. The lid of the coffin is open. There's a bag. Okay, that's good. Let's take the bag. Let's see what we got going on in here. So open the bag, and I think... Okay, so these are just the copper coins. These are kind of useless. coin is in hand. Now I have to close the bag. Because apparently that's a thing. It gets to a point later in the game where you've got just way too much stuff in your inventory. I think... Is it this one? Nothing happened. Okay, and this one's actually a door. I think it's one of these two. I'm gonna try this one first. The lid of the coffin is open. Ah! As you open the tomb, a banshee flies out and emits an ear-shattering scream. You're alright, but it's very hard to hear. You wake this guy up and he comes out all pissed. It's like, ah, what happened? And then, if we open this one, it pours out this green acid on the floor, and you actually can't get around it. So, I'm actually not gonna open that one. I'm gonna... You have to open the door before you go through it. Fine. Have it your way. Okay, so now we're back here. The stones in these walls were probably cut by the hands of enslaved mountain dwarves. Cool story. Okay, so I think if we go left, it takes us to the lake. Nope. Takes us to this room. You're in a cold room. The stench of flesh and decay pervades the small chamber. You begin to shiver. This room is really cold. Okay. We got some torches. Go ahead and take these. We can open this, and there's actually a door in here. But that's a red herring. If you go down that door, it'll actually you'll fall to your death. I can show you that if you want me to. We'll do it one time. We'll do it once. A broken fragment of a wooden ladder hangs from the opening. As you go down the trapdoor, you realize you took a big step. The fall is quite fatal. It's a sad thing that your adventures have ended here. I always loved the little death guy. He's just, that was always kind of synonymous with Shadowgate for me, was that guy. So, okay, I don't think I can open this. Oh, no? Is it this thing? Okay, so yeah, I've still got to get the 3 stones. I can't remember where the 3 stones are. But if we go in here, this is another tricky one. Because you gotta kinda do this. So there's this dragon at the end. Fear grips you as you enter this hot room. That's some King's Quest levels of bullshit. I will concur that. So if we look, all you can see are 2 eyes in the darkness. They seem to be watching every move you make. So the first thing we have to do is we have to take the shield. Because as soon as we take anything in this room, the dragon's gonna shoot at us. The shield is in hand, and then he immediately tries to roast you. You raise your shield just in time to block the dragon flame. Okay, so the shield will start to heat up every time he hits us with a flame. So we can only take a couple things at a time, and then we gotta leave the room and let everything cool off and then come back in. If you get greedy and try to take everything at once, eventually your shield melts and then you just die, and it sucks. But every time you try to take anything, even just the torch, again, flames spews forth. You use the shield for protection. It's getting hot. You don't know how much longer you can stand it. Okay, so I think I can take one more thing. The hammer is in hand. Again, flame spews forth. Yeah, you get the idea. So yeah, let's leave. I don't think I actually need anything else in that room. I think I really just needed the hammer. And maybe one of the skulls. But let's go back in here and look around for a minute. This room is terribly hot. So yeah, this is another one of those red herrings. This here is actually like melted gold, and there's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do to take it, but it's just there to like taunt you. This pile of gold is worth a king's ransom. The pieces have been melted together. There's no way you can take it. And if you try to open this, there's no it just won't open. So, I think we can take the spear. And we can take one of the skulls. You know what? I'm actually just gonna go. I can't remember. One of these you end up needing one of these items for to solve a riddle later in the game. I can't remember which one it was. I think the skull is the answer to one of the riddles, and I think the other items are useless, but I'm not 100% confident on that. Like I say, I remember most of the things about this game, but some of the little details will be some trial and error along the way. I think I'll be able to take the rest of this stuff. I guess I could have left one of the skulls, but oh well. I tend to be a hoarder in these games and try to take every single item I can, just because I'm like, oh, I don't know, I might need that item later or whatever. So, so I think I can do one more. And then I should be good. Okay. Alright, let's get the hell out of here. In fact, I'm even gonna close the door. There's no need to go back in that room ever for the rest of the game. Alright. So now we go into this room and we get this whole deal. A shark swims by as if patrolling the calm pool. I always thought this room was creepy. Yeah, there's no way to get that key right now. We have to freeze that water. We'll have to do that later. So we come in here. Water cascades over a subterranean cliff into a cool stream below. Let's see here. We can take these rocks. We can use those with our slingshot. Go ahead and get the torch going again. Top that off. And... there it goes. It's like, how what else could I possibly be pointing the cursor at? Okay, the way is blocked by a landslide, and even with your might, you cannot clear yourself a path. So this is another one of those red herrings. There's a cave-in stairway here. But then there's also which I get, this is kind of like it's kind of one of those things that's in like every damn adventure game, but there's always something hidden behind a waterfall, it seems like. The walls in this room are much too close for comfort. The damp walls of this eerie cavern are rough and irregular. Okay, so I think we have to hit this. You hit the rock as hard as you can. I love that they took the time to put the POW animation in there. That's good stuff. The loose rock falls down as if hinged to the wall. Okay, so take the bag. And I think this bag has the stones that we need. You got those stones for me? Let's see, white gem, red gem, blue gem. Yeah, each one of these has a purpose. Go ahead and take this. And let's go back. So one of these... yeah, we still can't do this yet until we get the orb. But if we go back here... we go over here... aha! This is where we need to be. There's a way... you can't really get this wrong. If you pick the wrong one, it just doesn't work. I'm gonna guess. I think it's the red gem. You gotta put it... the gem seems to fit, but nothing happens. Okay, well, maybe not. How about the blue gem? The gem seems to... okay, fine. How about the white gem? Damn it. There we go. The gem fits perfectly in the hole. That's what... oh, never mind. I'm not gonna do that joke. A small crystal sphere magically appears on the stand. Thank you. Hey, what's going on, Mike? The stones in these... oh, we already did that. Okay. Okay, so... this sub... yeah, we did. So, let's do... just for poops and giggles, let's try to get it. Let's just try to take the key and see what happens. If we take the... You can't reach it from here. Swimming the shark-infested pool would be suicide. Oh, does it not let you do it? You can't do that. I thought there was a way... I thought there was a way to... As you swim toward the skeleton, you feel the jaws of a shark grab you and pull you under. You curse yourself for using your body as bait. Even before the life has left your body, the lake will be filled with your blood. That's some ominous shit for a game that, like, was probably being played by little 8-year-old kids. That's some heavy descriptions right there. It's a sad thing that your adventures have ended here. Okay, we'll start over again. And the reason I keep clicking into there and then just reloading my save is, if you hit continue, it like takes you back a few steps, whereas if you just reload your save, it takes you right back exactly to where you were. And I think your torches go down faster. You get hit with like a torch penalty every time you use a continue. I can't prove that. It's just something that I always kind of have noticed. So now. And this is one of those things where, as you're trying to problem solve, you know, if you're going through this the first time, you can go through and look at the items in your inventory. Now, let's say we look at the sphere. The stream just keeps buffering. Is it? Thanks for the heads up, Mike. Is it doing that on Twitch and YouTube, or just on Twitch? This crystal sphere is as cold as ice. Okay, so yeah, if we're going through and we look at this, we look at that sphere, and the sphere is cold. That tells us that we can use the sphere, or, you know, it tells us, well, maybe if we can freeze the lake, maybe then we would be able to get to the skull and take the key. You drop the spear into the lake and notice the ripples disappear as the water turns into ice. Okay. So now we can walk across safely and take the key. Key 3 is in hand. But we're not actually done with the sphere yet. So if we use the torch one more time, we can melt the ice, and the sphere will come back up to the surface, and then we can reuse it on something else. The torch melts away the ice over the sphere, allowing it to float to the surface. Not surprisingly, the lake quickly refreezes. Thanks for chiming in, Schwinger. Yeah, so just kind of heads up, I'm using this program, or it's a website called Restream, restream.io, and it lets you stream simultaneously to different, you know, YouTube, Twitch, whatever. So maybe Restream and Twitch don't work so well with each other. I don't know. I'll have to look into that. My little Twitch dashboard is not giving me any problems. If anybody else is watching this on Twitch, let me know if you're having issues as well. And I'll keep an eye on that. So, anyway. So, we can take the spear. Spear's in hand. So yeah, maybe I just need to commit to streaming to one or the other. But, for now, I was kind of just trying to do it on both, just to see if it works. I can see the chat from both, by the way. I've got a little iPad here. I've got a little chat window, so I can see everybody's chats, whether you're on Twitch or on YouTube. So, you know, either way, we're all in on it. So, so now, where the hell was I? Okay, so now we can move back forward, and we can go in here, and we need to go down and back into this room. We can use one of the other gems that we have. I think it's the blue gem. What do you want to use this on? As soon as you place the blue gem in the hole, you hear the sound of grinding stone. This part's pretty cool. The wall slowly rises to reveal a magical image of an old wizard. So this guy was just sitting back there the whole time waiting on you to show up. Listen, warrior, the warlock lord can only be defeated by thy courage and the staff of ages. Remember 5 to find 3? Yes, the scroll already told us that. Yes, that's fantastic. 5 to find 3 for the staff, 1 to be the key, and 1 to be thy pathway. Have thy wits about thee, warrior. Fare thee well. There's a scroll. Perfect. Thank you. So take that, and I think we get another... We get some more magic spells out of that. You've read the scroll. The scroll reads, as the shadow of the wind, thou shalt be. Humana. I don't remember what that spell's for. I don't quite remember. I'm sure we'll figure it out as we go. So let's go back up here. And let's go back up here. This room full of mirrors. Yeah, okay. So this is what I was trying to do 20 minutes ago, but I forgot you needed the hammer. So you can use this hammer and just smash the mirrors. Bellowing like some Norse god, you smash the hammer into the mirror. So this one, there's just a door behind it, but the other two are some red herrings, and I'll go ahead. I'll show you one of them. If we use the hammer on the mirror on the right, you have opened a magic portal into deep space. Holy shit! You are immediately sucked through. The lack of air causes you to quickly lose consciousness. I always wondered what was behind a mirror, and apparently it's just outer space. So, the Grim Reaper quickly embraces you. That's some horse shit. It's like, hey, what if there's just a whole other universe behind this mirror? It's a sad thing that your adventures have ended here. So yeah, that's the kind of stuff that you would run into all the time in this game. That's why you always want to save early, save often. You know, if you're going through it the first time, it's just another one of those little. Oh, there's a lock. Oh, that must be the key that we just took. So yeah, it's just you know, for some people they would find that annoying. I thought it was cool as hell. I loved the trial and error aspect of it. It's like, well, let's see what happens if we do this. You know, and sometimes something good would happen, maybe sometimes something bad would happen. It was, yeah, I feel like you had a 50-50 shot at it. This room is incredibly hot. This must be what the lower levels of Gehenna are like. I assume that was probably hell in the PC version. The heat is unbearable and you have to turn back. Oh, that's right. We gotta use the cloak. We need the cloak. Hang on. That cloak that we got in the Wraith room, we have to use that. What do you want to use this on? Self. You try on the cloak and find it very unbecoming. It barely fits over your armor. Cool. Alright, now we're good. It's so hot you begin to sweat profusely. Now we still have to act quickly. If you stay in this room too long, I think you'll still you still eventually do succumb to the flames. So, you know, if you were to sit here and trial and error too long, eventually you'd run out of time and would die. But we already know what we have to do. So, we use the sphere, again, that same sphere that we just used to freeze the lake. We can use that on the flames. You hurl the sphere into the fire below you. The hell-spawned flames quickly vanish as soon as the sphere touches them. Okay, easy enough. And then I don't think that there's anything we can do. There's all this tar down here. Your view of the floor is totally obscured by a thick black oil. I think you can actually sink into that if you try to step on it. I can't remember, and I don't feel like messing with it again. So, a sharp cold wind whips up over the ledge of the deep dark chasm. This is where we run into our buddy. That freaking there's a troll kind of guy that lives underneath this bridge. As you step on the bridge, a troll appears and says, "This bridge is mine. It'll cost you a gold coin to cross." So, what we have to do, there's a couple different things you can do here. You can use a slingshot on, no, I don't think the slingshot works. You can use, I think if you try to use one of these cop coins, he gets pissed off because it's not really a, like it's not a gold coin, it's just a copper coin, so it's kind of worthless. It's like a penny. But if we use, where is it? Where is my spear? Thought I had one. There it is. Okay, So if we use the spear, the troll falls silently into the dark cavern. You listen, but you do not hear him crash. Okay. The moon casts a brilliant shadow over the grounds of the courtyard. I always thought this music was cool. I always thought this was nice. Yeah, it's good stuff. So now this is the one where we have to use slingshot. So we have to load one of the stones into our slingshot. If I can find it, into our sling. I call it a slingshot, but you've put the small stone in the sling. Okay. And now, where did he go? There he goes. What do you want to use this on? As soon as you start twirling the sling, a magical influence takes over your body. You cry out, "Death to the Philistine!" and release the stone. Bullseye. That's messed up. Now, this is tricky. Yeah, I think he wants a high five. You just kind of left him hanging, didn't I? So now this is tricky. If I just try to walk past him, he'll eventually wake back up, because all we did was knock him out. So now we got to use our sword. I think this is the only time in the whole game that you actually do use your sword. So we have to use the sword on him. So we just showed up at this guy's house, hit him in the head with a slingshot, and now we're driving a sword deep into the Cyclops. Blood pours out of the wound and onto the grass. That's... Man, I tell you, this game is... Even though there's not really any blood in the game other than... There's one scene that actually does have blood in it. But there's not really much blood, but the descriptions are so, like, just graphic, you know? So, yeah, if we look at this, I think it's a dead Cyclops. What do you expect after stabbing it with your sword? Okay, and I think we gotta do something with this well. The crank turns rather easily. At the end of the rope, there is a small bucket. Alright, let's open this bucket and see what's going on. Bucket. We get the gauntlet. And close the bucket. And I don't think... Do we just put the gauntlet on? I can't remember. I know you need the gauntlet in order to... Because there's a fountain later on that's made of acid. Mike says the YouTube stream is good. Twitch just buffers and buffers. Okay, well, I'll have to look into that and see what's going on. So, sorry about that. So that's why I'm doing it today on the that's why this one's a test stream. So maybe tomorrow I may just skip Twitch. I don't know, we'll see how it goes. You place the gauntlet on your hand. It feels like it was made just for you. Okay. Well, yeah, sorry the Twitch one isn't working. And it might even be the restream thing. Maybe restream and Twitch just don't get along. I don't know. We'll see. So, it's a long, drafty hallway with one flight of stairs and several open passages. And a carpet. We can set the carpet on fire. The rug quickly catches on fire and burns away. You always set the carpet on fire, no matter what. Okay, you stand in a small library. I think we gotta use the small hole in the wall, some 3 inches deep. And if I remember right, one of these... Yeah, you gotta go through all these damn books. One of them actually has a secret, like a spell in it, I think. I can't remember which one it is. This is kind of a pain. Yeah, good to see you too, man. Thanks for stopping by. I don't want to have to read all these. I'm just gonna kind of scroll through these real quick. One of these I think actually has some sort of like a secret passage in it or something like that. Oh, that's the one right here. This is the one. The book is open and examined. The words are like none you have ever seen. Because we've got to go... We've got to open the desk They didn't even bother to take the time to animate a the drawer opening. You just kind of have to assume that it's open. So yeah, we've got all sorts of goodies in here. We gotta wear the glasses. Let's go ahead and close this. Yeah, the inventory card is starting to get piled up here a little bit. So we use the glasses on self. You try the glasses on and they fit perfectly. You can see very well. So basically this was just some old guy that went into a castle with he went into a castle with no sword, and now he's just walking around wearing a cloak and glasses. This looks like grandma. Looks like Mrs. Doubtfire walking around this castle. Okay. Enough clowning around here. The book is opened and examined. The words are like none. What? But I thought I wore it. Okay. Now. Alright, let's open this one. Okay, so well, this one I can read. I thought there was one up on the bookcase that was like that, but I'm getting old and have glasses, so maybe I can't remember. A bridge, bring death, a demon to guard. Ah, yeah, I remember where this spell goes. I remember this one. Let's see. Scroll 3 is opened. Your hands begin to sweat because of extreme excitement. Lands under the heavens, the key to the world. Yeah, we get all sorts of spells in this room. It's kind of nice. And there's one more. Move the sun from the far to near. The light is what the darkness fears. Illumina. Okay. I thought there was one of these. There was one more of these that would do it. I'm gonna look for a minute. Bear with me for a second. And it's one of those deals where you've got to have the pixel, you've got to have it like pixel perfect on the right book. Maybe it's this one? Okay, maybe I'm misremembering. We'll come back to it. We'll see. This red gem. Boom. Okay, here we go. This room is dominated by a large fireplace set in a red brick wall. Okay, so we can take. Got some stuff here. We can take the bellows. That is, we might need that later. It just depends. The poker. And the cup. And, oh, we've got a carpet. We got to set the carpet on fire. Hang on. It's just what we do. It's just a thing that we have to do. This is the thing. Okay, it won't open. Let's go ahead and save this real quick. I think one of the spells we just got will work. Oh. The room suddenly seems to be lit by a million torches as this, well, that didn't really do anything. See, I think there's something you have to do in that other room. I could have swore there was one other spell that you have to get. Or do you set? I don't remember. Mike says it's a shame they didn't make more of these. There's no reason why new ones couldn't be made today. There's actually a fan game that I'm gonna have to try it sometime. I may do a review of it, or maybe just do a playthrough of it on the side channel. But there's actually one out there. It's called Infested, and it's kind of got a sci-fi vibe to it, but it's the same premise. It's the same setup. The whole thing was fan made. The guy just kind of made it in his spare time. it looked pretty cool from what I could tell. How do I close this? Okay. I gotta double check these books. I'm pretty sure there's one of these books. Let me just look again. I could have swore one of these had a spell in it. I might be losing my mind. But yeah, anyway, there's a fan version. There's a fan game called Infested that I don't know. It looked like it'd be fun to play through. It was kind of it was the same principle. Weirdly, there's actually a couple other Shadowgate games. There's a Shadowgate game for the Nintendo 64. That one I never could get very far in. I rented it a couple times and I never got very far in it at all. And then there's actually a Shadowgate game for the TurboGrafx 16. It's just called Beyond Shadowgate. I think it's more of like a side scroller game. They kind of got away from the point and click interface. I was thinking about doing like a sequels you missed kind of game, kind of video on the main channel, and that might be a good time to talk about it. It didn't look like it'd really be good enough to do like a full-fledged video on, you know, it didn't look that special, but it might be interesting just to kind of see what they did with it. It looked different though. I don't know, it just looked weird. It smells like a kennel in here, and there are no windows through which to circulate the fresh air. Okay, this is another one I gotta save it again. So let's do bottle 4. So we got more random bottles to take, and I think you only end up using like 1 or 2 of these. But let's see. And yeah, I think I'm not even gonna do it. I think because if you open this, a rabid dog comes out. Take the horseshoe. Let's open this or use it. There's gotta be something we can do here. Hang on. The stone rises slowly out of the floor. A shining vial is inside of it. So we take it. Water is in hand. Stone descends back into place. Perfect. Thank you. Alright, so we can move. Yeah, so this is where we needed the gauntlet. If we didn't have the gauntlet, we tried to reach into this fountain, our hand melts off. You stand in a small garden. The only sound is a falling water is a falling water in the night. I'm gonna go ahead and save it one more time. And we'll take this. Sound of the water splashing is music to your ears. Do we need... Is that what the flute is for? I can't remember. Hang on. Let me go back. What the hell is the... Wait, can we take that? Yeah, okay, there we go. I don't know what we need it for, but I think there's later on when you run into, there's this lion who gives you all these riddles. And I think the map might be one of the potential. I can't remember how to open that stupid. I'm gonna feel really dumb because I have a feeling it's probably something really simple. Can't I remember how to get that orb open? But anyway, we'll come back to it. Oh, for a split second there, did you notice that like the hole appears in the rug? It's like a glitch in the game. If you for like 2 frames, right when you come into this room, there's a hole that appears in that rug, and there's a key in there, so we can use. So we can use the torch to burn the rug, and we can take this stuff, even though it's kind of useless. I think we can set that one on fire too. I think. You torch the tapestry. Tapestries? We have many tapestries. You seem to be wasting your time. I'm just trying to open a door. What am I trying to do here? Ah, the door's locked. Okay. That's not the right key. Okay. Well. There we go. This is some of my favorite music from the game right here. In fact, if I remember right, I used that pretty heavily in the main video. Aw, the torch ruined it. Hang on. There we go. How do I have 90 torches? That didn't happen. Did I just, oh, there it goes. Now it's back to 9. For a split second there, I had 90 torches. That's not right. But yeah, this is some of my favorite music, in the game. There's something I'm supposed to do here. I think it's the scepter? Maybe? I can't remember. Maybe. Nope. That's not it. Or is it the broom? Something goes in this little hole. You put a... There's like a... What do we got here? Scepter, bag. No. I don't think yeah, I don't have it. I don't have the right one yet. Okay. Lightning lights up the countryside as you stand on a lookout point. I always thought this was cool. I know these graphics are kind of simple, but I always thought this stuff was cool. Like just the way these mountains kind of look off in the distance. That, to me, looks cooler than, you know, modern games now are so realistic that, I mean, you just can't even be impressed. It's like, basically, you're just watching a movie, you know? Like the new, what is it, like the new God of War game and all that stuff, you know? These games that come out now with these cutscenes, you're not impressing me. It just looks like CGI or a Marvel movie. I mean, it's cool, don't get me wrong, but, like, this kind of stuff infatuates me way more than the modern, I don't know. That there's a rant there that I could go on, but I'll digress. But yeah, just I don't know. It's just not. It doesn't grab me the way that these old ones look. So let's see. How do I get? There's something I'm missing. Let me look through my inventory again. Let's see if I got... Ah, here's another key. Maybe this is the one I need. So I use this key. Okay, so here's the line. It appears to be a Sphinx. It looks at you indifferently. I don't think I can take the torches in here either. I think these are kind of his torches. I think he kind of gets pissed if you do that. One other thing. I actually gotta get, I gotta get my phone out here real quick and take a picture because the staircase, if you look at that staircase, there's all these little, these little knobs here on this staircase, and I'm proud of myself. I actually figured this out when I was a little kid. But those little knobs on the staircase are actually a clue for a series of switches that you find later in the game. You actually have to use, there's these 3 switches and you have to put them, you have to move them in the right order, and this is actually the answer to the riddle. If you, it's one of those things where you might not even notice it. It kind of just looks like decoration, but it does acknowledge it. It says there seem to be some strange marks scratched into its side. So yeah, it's just, you know, spoiler alert, giving away all the game's tricks here, but if we try to move up here, it says, as you moved, the Sphinx spoke. It says, who are you? No one may pass without my permission. To pass, you must answer a riddle. First burnt and beaten, drowned and pierced with nails, then stepped on by long-faced animals. Burnt, beaten, drowned, and pierced with nails, and stepped on by long-faced animals. Dost thou know? Okay, this one's actually, I'm not 100% sure what this one is. So we have to use one of our items to answer his riddle. Burnt, beaten, stepped on by animals. It's the horseshoe. Okay. Took me a minute. And it's always, every time you do it, there's one of like 3 or 4 different riddles that it could be. So every time you play through, it might be a different riddle. And, because I know like the bellows from the fireplace is the answers to one of them. I think the broom was the answer. Usually every time I play, I think it ends up being the broom. Where's that horseshoe at? Just missed it. There we go. So, because the horseshoe gets stepped on by horses. You have correctly answered my riddle, warrior. Now you may pass. So, now we can move up here. Telescope is beside the window. Star map is on the wall. This must be an observatory. So, I know that we need this star. The star is in hand. And then also, if we look at this, I think it tells us it's kind of loosely connected. It's a map of the known galaxy. You can see billions and billions of stars. The map seems to be only loosely connected to the wall. So that tells us that maybe we can open it and there's something behind it. What could that be? The rod. Oh, that's what we need for that lookout point. Okay, that's what I knew there was something that went up there. I just couldn't remember what it was. We got another scroll. You've read the scroll. Observing the stars, the throne constellation appears once every 5 summers. Legend says it is a portal to another land. Well, that's fucking fascinating. What does that have to do with anything? Go ahead and take it, but whatever. Mike says Twitch's retro channel is the perfect example as to why retro games are far superior than today's games. You know, I don't know if superior is the right word. It's just different. I don't know. Modern games now, to me, seem more like, there's some companies that go out of their way to make good games all the time. You know, there's certain ones that they clearly put a lot of work into, and they have a lot of passion, but then there's some that it just seems like it's and I mean, I know they're all businesses, but there's some that are more guilty of it than others, where it's just clearly it's like this is a franchise and we're just going to make a new one of these games every so many years because we know it's going to sell, and it's all part of some big corporate business model. And I don't know, I don't know if superior is the right word, but it's just a different way to play the games. I feel like you had to use your imagination a little bit more with these older games, whereas newer games, they just, like I said before, the graphics are so realistic that it's like, okay, you know, it's like watching a Marvel movie. They're all CGI, and it just, you know, and that's a whole other rant, CGI versus practical effects, but that's not why you call. I'm not going to go down that road today. You are so captivated by the woman's beauty that you momentarily forget her predicament. Yeah, there's just this random woman tied up in this, this attic. I don't know what the hell was going on in here. Yes, in the moonlight, she is even more beautiful. So this is messed up. If you try to help her, she turns into a frickin' werewolf. So what you have to do is actually stab her with the arrow that we found earlier in the game. Let's see. There it is. So this is messed up. This woman's here, and you just take this arrow, and your aim is true as you plunge the silver arrow into the beautiful woman. It turns out she was a werewolf the whole time. I mean, it's pretty messed up. And also, this is the only time in the whole game where there's blood. There's like a little bit of blood right there. And then we get this thing. The blade. I don't remember what that thing is for, but I think we need that for making the final weapon. But yeah, getting back to your point, superior, it's just, they're just better. I don't know. I mean, I guess, it's, if you grew up in this generation and these are the games you play, that's fine if you enjoy them. There's some modern games that I do love to play, but we're also in a weird time where there's a dangerous precedent for these early access games. And I don't know what to think about that. I mean, on the one hand, yeah, it's great. I mean, these games now are so expensive and they take so long to make that, you know, if they can do early access just for the sake of, you know, getting some startup capital to help finish it, and, you know, there's so many bugs to find in a modern game, you know, like DayZ is a perfect example. There's going to be so many bugs in a game that big that, you know, you almost have to do some sort of early access just to find them all. But at the same time, you run the risk that by the time the full game gets out, everybody's going to already be bored with it. You know, and again, getting back to DayZ, you know, who's to say that by the time that game comes out, most of the community is going to be, they've already put in 100 hours on it, and then what? You know, I mean, you know, there's been some renewed interest in it lately because they're starting to get close to the next big content release, but they've made all their money 4 years. You know, what was it, 2013 when the early access came out? They've already made all their money. Now they're trying to push out an Xbox version, and frankly, it seems to me like they're just trying to get the Xbox version out so that they can charge people another $40 or $50 or whatever it's going to be when they put it out. I feel like they're just doing it for the sake of the revenue and not for the sake of making a great game. You know, whether you like that kind of game or not, you know, it's just, I mean, everything's just very revenue driven, I guess, is the point of this whole argument. Yeah, see, which friggin' key do I need to get up there? We're gonna go back to this damn room again. Maybe, I'm trying to think. I don't remember which way I need to go. I'm gonna go back in here again. I know there's a spell that you gotta use here. Let's see if I can figure it out here. Because there's a way to get this globe to open. I can't remember if it's a spell or an item. I could have swore there's a spell that you gotta use. Magic. Oh, you know what? Shit, I already did it. I was pushing the buttons too far. The spell, when you use the spell, it tells you that a crack forms in the globe, and now you can open it up. I am an idiot. I apologize for that. I knew something happened. I got to talking, I got to rambling. We was just having too much fun, and I'm losing track of what's going on here. So hang on. So let me go back. It's a long, drafty hallway. Yes. Try to decide which way to go here. Okay, let me go back this way. See, this is where it gets into the part of the game where I'm not quite sure. Can't quite. There's going to be a little bit of guess and check. It's going to be a little bit of guess and check. We'll see. So I know I need to use this rod. I think I got to put it here. Boom. There we go. Suddenly, the sky seems to be on fire as a bolt of pure lightning strikes the rod. You are startled to see a skeletal hand rise from a hole that has formed at your feet. What? The hell? That would freak me out. But the wand is in hand, so yeah, okay. And then that's what I needed. There's a giant snake that's back in the first part of the castle. So I knew we had to go back there, but I couldn't remember what I needed when we go back. The hole then closes up as if it had never been. Yes, we needed the magic wand to defeat the snake, and with that, we get a piece of, we get something very important that goes into the final weapon that we need to beat the last part of the game. It's okay. We got backtrack. He's dead. We backtrack here. Yeah, that troll's gonna come back again, so we gotta deal with that. But we gotta keep going back. Oh, torch is running out. Got so much crap in my inventory. It is possible that fountain that we got the flute from, you can actually drop all of your extra items in there. And the good thing is the game will not let you drop an item that you need. It'll force you to keep any items that may be critical, but then all of the items that you've already used and you have no need for, it'll let you drop it into the acid so that they get destroyed. That way they're not, you know, in your inventory. I'm not gonna mess with that because we're getting pretty close here, but so okay, we go through here, go back through here, go back through the secret passage, go back to the bridges. So now we've got this rope bridge over here. We can't get across the rope bridge. It's kind of like the Temple of Doom thing. But if we, right, it's not one of the spells. It's one of these bottles. We've been picking up some bottles. Bottle? Where is the bottle? There we go. So one of these bottles, this jar is extremely slimy. This jar is a small silver vial that glows with a lustrous sign. You notice that the bottle is impossibly light. This is the one we want to use. Bottle 2. What do we want to use the bottle on? Now there's one of these, like I think if you drink bottle 4, I think you'll die. But if you drink the liquid and immediately begin to rise in the air. So now we're floating. How cool is that? So we can go. A giant snake confronts you in this small cave. So now we got to use the wand. See if I can find that. maybe I should go deposit all of my extra items. So we use the wand. What do you want to use this on? What do you think I want to use it on? The snake begins to shake and shudder. Is it just your eyes or is it shrinking? That's cool. The serpentine statue begins to change. It grows smaller and smaller. It dematerializes and forms anew as a staff of tremendous beauty. Let's look at it, see what it says. Druidic script winds its way around this staff. You can feel power emanating from it. Cool. Alright, staff is in hand. So let's move back. Okay, so now the bottles wore off. You know, I'm gonna try something. It's probably not gonna work. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try 30 years later, I'm still getting fucked by this red herring door. Okay, so there's this door up here and it tells us it's too high and we can't reach it. So I think I've got another one of these bottle 2s in here. The bottle that makes you light. It's probably not gonna do anything. What do you want to use this on? Let's see if I can use this bottle on myself and reach this other door. I know damn good and well this isn't gonna work, but I'm gonna try it. No, wait a minute, it's best if you don't do that. Yeah, see, it won't. It only lets you do it in the room where you actually need it. So you don't waste it, because like otherwise you could use all those up before you have a chance to go and confront the snake. Try it in here too. See if I can get in. See if I can get in this door. I know it's not gonna work. I know it's not gonna work. I know that, but I have to try it. And it says no, you can't do it. Fuck. Fine. I really want to know what's behind that door. I know there's nothing there. There's no code. There's no code for it. But it just shit bugs me. This is the stuff that bugs me as a human. Clearly, I need other hobbies. Okay, so let's move on. I think we are officially done with this part of the castle. And I'm gonna save it here because this fucking troll's gonna come back. So let's see what he does. The troll says you must pay a toll of 1 gold coin. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. So I think, is it this one? As soon as the magic is invoked, you lose sight of yourself. You're as invisible as the wind. Boom. There we go. We just outsmarted him. He's not gonna be happy about that. I'm not giving him any of my gold coins. What the hell's the matter with you? Alright, so I got that extra key that I picked up. So let me... Key 6. We'll use that on the door. Although the evening air is cool, the small circular room radiates a fervent heat. Okay, so I'm gonna save it again, because I think this is the room where, yeah, this freaking hellspawn shows up. A large fireball suddenly appears in the room and causes you to shield your eyes. When you open them, you notice that the fire has changed into something far more menacing. So yeah, this thing is no fun. The Hellhound makes this hot room even hotter. There must be a way to cool this room off before you roast. Okay, you know, I'm actually not 100% sure. Star? I might have to phone a friend on this one. I think it's the star. Let me try it. Probably. The demon dog snarls and pounces on you. Shit. Its teeth sink deep into your flesh. It was not the star. Okay. If anybody knows, feel free to shout it out. Because I can't remember. Let's see. Maybe it's one of these spells? Try that. Room suddenly seems to be lit by a million torches. Well, that didn't do anything. I don't think it's this one. What you expected has not happened. Okay, well. Let's see. Just systematically go through here. There's something that you shoot at him. It's like a projectile. Poker, test tube, horseshoe, flute. Oh, maybe is it the water? Is this holy water? Glass vials filled with clear liquid. The sign on the sign of the cross is on it. Okay, maybe that's it. Maybe not. The holy water has sent the Hellhound back to the place where it has spawned. Perfect. Okay. Flame died out. The room is quiet, as though nothing had happened. Perfect. Now, I think... something... if I remember right, this horn is forged in flawless platinum. Its beauty is unbelievable. If I remember right, I think something terrible happens if you try to take this horn. The horn is in hand. Or not. Or not. I thought... I got my red herrings mixed up. Okay. Oh, that's right. You do need the horn at the end of the game. That's right. Ah! As you stand on the turret, an eerie blue dragon appears in the clear starry sky. Yeah, this is the one where you gotta there's a projectile type thing you gotta do here. Let's see. I think this is the one with the star. Okay. So we just throw it at him. Star becomes a flash of light as you launch it. That's what I was thinking of. I knew there was some sort of crash. It strikes the wyvern and it explodes into a million pieces. Awesome. Hang on just a second here. Yeah, I know I'm making this look somewhat easy, but like imagine having never played this before as a little kid and having to figure all this shit out. Like if you tried to take this talisman before defeating the dragon, then the dragon obviously just kills you. And then I think there's another, this is another one of those rooms where there's like a trap. Like I think you can walk out this window and die. One of these. There we go. With a cry, you jump to your death. There's all sorts of stuff you can try, and usually when you try it, you die. So it takes only a couple of seconds before you hit the bottom with a thud. So I mean, there's just, you know, imagine going through this the first time. You don't know where anything is or what, you know, how to solve any of the puzzles, and every other step you take, you die. So, you know, it took, you know, like I said, it took me several weeks before I even got past the first part of the game, and then you know, just every time you'd play it, you know, every week you'd play it, you'd get a little further. To me, this is fun. Problem solving your way through a game like this is fun to me. I can understand how maybe it's not for everybody, but sometimes it's nice to not have to, you know, I love quick twitch reaction games or platformers like Mario or Ninja Gaiden or something like that, where you gotta be good at the game. You gotta learn the dance of the game. But then sometimes it's nice to just kind of kick back and solve a puzzle, you know, and just kind of, you know, you get some nice kind of tunes to kind of take you through, and you know, you don't have to have reaction time. You can, you know, a game like this, I'm not doing it now because I kind of know my way through, but the first time you play it, you know, you might have to get a pen and paper out and draw a map. That to me was fun, was having to like make your own map to get through the game and stuff like that, and you know, figuring stuff out and figuring out where all the dead ends are and stuff like that. That to me is cool. You know, I realize it's not for everybody, and that's okay. But that to me, I got off on that shit. You know, I thought that was awesome. You're in a small throne room. A skeleton wearing a gold crown sits on a throne in front of you. Okay, so this is where we found a staff earlier in the game. And, you know, I remember I remember as a kid, I solved this puzzle relatively easily. I'm just like, oh, you probably have to put the staff in his hand, because if you look, I mean, his hand is just kind of here, and he's, you know, he's got his axe over here, and I'm just like, yeah, you should probably have a staff. And, or whatever, you gotta put something in here, don't you? I thought it was a staff, maybe, okay, maybe I'm not. I just embarrassed myself a little bit. Something you gotta put in his hand, isn't there? Or the scepter, that's it, the scepter. Let's see here. And I mean, I think one of the scrolls that you read earlier in the game tells you that tells you a little bit about that, but like I remember I just looked at him like, oh well, he should probably have the scepter in his hand. It just seemed like something that was supposed to be. So I don't know, sometimes they're easier and then sometimes they're not. What are we supposed to put? So yeah, we gotta put something in there. Something's gotta go in there. Let's see. Test tube, horseshoe, bag, key, poker. Wait, there's a rug in here. I'm gonna set that on fire. Hang on. Okay. Get confused for a minute. Let's see. What goes in there? Crest, mirror, gold coin, big coin. Maybe, is it the big coin? I don't think it is. Nope, nothing happened. Okay. Staff horn, big coin, gold coin. I don't. If anybody knows, feel free to chime in. Bellows, poker, bone, helmet, stone, copper coin, shield, broom. Ooh. Uh-oh. Did I forget something? Let's see, what does this say here? Sir Dugan's royal seal is carved on the stone pillar in vivid colors. But what does the hole look like? What's my hint? Sir, that's the same thing. Don't quit now. Damn it. That's not helpful at all. Yeah, sometimes the hints don't help you one damn bit. Shit. What? Bag. Did I not open? Hang on. Bottle 5, key 6, big coin, talisman. I must have forgot something. Well, okay. So let's go back. Maybe maybe I left something in one of these. Did I get everything out of this bag? Maybe? Yes, okay. Hmm. Yeah, if anybody's got any bright ideas, there's something we have to put in there, but I can't remember specifically what. Is it up here? Did I forget something up here? I don't think I did. I think I have to answer another one of his riddles, too. Yeah, it's past, you must... I have no eyes, but once did see. Thoughts had I, but now I'm white and empty. So that one's easy. That one's a skull. If we use a skull... There you go, buddy. None shall pass. Yeah, did I forget something in here? It's probably like one mundane object that I missed somewhere. I don't think. This looks like your typical dead werewolf. Your arrow is deeply lodged in its body. I love that. This game kind of has a... It's kind of got a little bit of a sense of humor to it. I like that. Let's see. Is there anything up here? No. No. I wonder... What am I missing? I'm trying to figure out, did I leave something in one of these bags, maybe? There's a cup. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little stumped. Let me move back out here. Oh, you know what? I remember now. We're here. We're in the right place. I'm not losing my mind, I promise. We've got to use... There's a way to open up... something. Hang on. I don't know if it's a spell. No, that's not it. Maybe I gotta use the flute? There it goes. Ah, okay. The ring is in hand. So yeah, the flute actually has two uses, which is... That's the interesting thing about this game. There's some items that do have more than one use. You've got that sphere that we used to freeze the lake in the first part of the castle and get the key, and then you actually got to take the sphere back and use it again to get past the flame room. So it's interesting. Usually items are kind of one and done, but it's kind of cool that you really just kind of it's one of those things that totally throws you off, you know. Like I had already used the flute, or at least I thought I did for something else, but there's like an extra space. I never noticed that before. It's the space royal throne room. It's like a Shatner pause in there. Okay. So we use the ring. There we go. Open up the secret passage. Go ahead and save it. 'Cause yeah, we're getting pretty close now. So this hallway is made of large granite slabs. We got some torches. Go ahead and take those. And this is another one of those red herrings. So if you try to go through this door, this giant slab just slams down on your head. They're bastards. And then you got these gargoyles. On the opposite wall are a pair of stone beasts guarding a dark archway. So I don't think they do anything if you go over here. So over here you're okay. Sulfurous fumes rise from the hot molten lava some 30 feet below. Swimming would not be wise. So here we gotta use spell. I thought. There we go. The statue lowers and a large platform rises out of the lava. You now have a way across. Perfect. So we can move across there. Stalagmites surround this room like a cavern, like the cavernous jaws of a huge beast. So here's where I got to get my cell phone out, because I don't. So we've got these 3 switches, and there's a certain way that you have to do this. And I think if you do it wrong, this guy just like, I remember there's this weird looking monster that comes out of this hole. So let me, oh, I think it causes some interference with the microphone when I have my cell phone out. Sorry about that. It'll just take me a second here. So I took a picture earlier in the room with the Sphinx in it of the markings on the staircase. So you can kind of see that there, those markings, and they actually tell us the order that we have to flip the switches. So if we go to use, and we do this one first, okay, and then we do the middle one, and then we do this one again, and now we can open up this thing. Scree! The cylinder lifts with a shuddering sound. You're momentarily dazzled as the darkness is lit by a blinding flash, and the silver orb is revealed. Awesome. Okay, so we can go ahead and take that. Orb is in hand. As soon as you remove the orb, the cylinder closes. And he doesn't come out. So I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna save it so I can show you this guy. This guy is screwed up looking. I remember, I think I made a joke about this in the review video on the main channel too. If you try to go, so it looks, you know, if we look at our navigation screen, it looks like you might be able to go down this passageway. But if you try to go there, this thing comes out. What the hell is this thing? You woke the sleeping guard from his beauty sleep. He decides to eat you for breakfast. And you're dead. It's a sad thing that your adventures have ended here. Alright, so just thought it'd be fun to show you that. I don't know. We're getting real close to the ending. So we go back. Let's go back to this room. Let's go back to the gargoyle room. Dark and gloomy cavern. Now, if we... So I think what you have to use the spell first. So let's go... You have to use a spell to disorient the gargoyles. Right now it seems like they're... Like I remember as soon as I walked into this room, the first time I walked into this room when I was playing this as a kid, I'm like, these fucking gargoyles are gonna come to life and eat me. I just know it. I just know it. That's just how this game is gonna go. The stone statue is some 3.5 feet tall and ugly as all heck. It is very cold to the touch. So yeah, they seem like they're statues, but if you try to go through this doorway, they come to life and they eat you, because that's just what they do. You know, and I've been to like some people's houses, or I've seen like in my old neighborhood before we moved, there was this one house that had gargoyles like that up on their you know, kind of up over their doorway a little bit, and it always reminded me of this fucking game. So if we use the Illumina spell, suddenly the cavern is so bright that you have to shade your eyes. It takes you a few moments to regain your senses from the Nova Burst. It seems the gargoyles were also affected and haven't yet recovered from the spell. So, now we can walk past them, and we're okay. The room seems to be made solely for the purpose of housing the well. And I think this is another I think this is another red herring. I don't think you can open this door. The door's locked, and yeah, you just don't have a key for it. So, I'm gonna go ahead and use another torch, even though the music hasn't changed yet. If we open this, the cover of the well is open. 1313 Mockingbird Lane. Something like that, yeah. So one of the coins that we have, I think it's this big coin. So we've got this well. We can't, you know, if we just try to go down the well right now, we'll fall and die. And we can't get through the door. The door's locked. The door's actually a red herring. We don't know that, but it is. But if we look, I think this big coin, it is a large gold coin with a well engraved on it. So what do you usually do when you go to a well? You throw a coin in, right? What do you want to use this on? The well. Ooh, the music changed and everything. Something's about to happen. As soon as you throw the coin into the well, huge wind erupts from within it. It reminds you of the small dust devils you see in the autumn months. So now that the wind is coming up from the well, it doesn't really say anything else out, but now there's like a wind blowing out of it, and now we can safely move down the well. The swirling winds carry you down the deep well and set you gently in the cavern below. You stand above a beach, looking down a river. Save it again. So I think, so yeah, we use the gong. What do you want to use this on? And this guy shows up. This guy fucking freaks me out. I don't know if it's supposed to be the same specter that you see when you die in the game, that, you know, kind of death, but it totally looks like that, and it just that freaks me out right there. That is a fucking fucked up freaky image. That is some messed up stuff. The ghostly ferryman doesn't look friendly. You hear a faint voice ask for a fare. And now we've got the real gold coins. Yeah, I don't think there's anything. Yeah, you got to use the gold coins this time. It's a one-way trip, so that's okay. But so we'll use a gold coin. You actually do have to use a gold coin. I can't just use a spell on him this time. The ferryman takes the coin and gestures you to board quickly. And I'm not sure what I can't remember if he gets, if like it's possible for him to turn on you and kill you if you do something wrong there. I can't remember. I don't know if like you try to get on the ferry and you haven't paid him a fare yet. I don't know if, I can't remember if he kills you or not. You climb aboard the tiny raft and soon reach the opposite bank. A stone skull stands against the far wall, screaming silently. For some reason, you get the feeling you are standing on sacred ground. Okay. So now we've got to do, there's a couple things we got to do here. First, we got to use the talisman. Which is this thing. What do you want to use this on? Can't remember. I think it's this one. The artifact known as the Bladed Sun is now secured and in place. Uh-oh. That should have opened. I thought, oh wait, we got to use the horn. Okay. I thought maybe I put it in the wrong one. I was like, oh crap. Okay, so now what we got to do is we got to build the weapon. So if we take this blade, we can put that in the staff. Suddenly, lightning begins to flash in the room. Then the golden spike slides smoothly onto the staff and locks into place. Weirdly, though, that spike wasn't golden when we found it. It was green, but whatever. And then we got to use the orb. We also got to use the orb on the staff. Light cascades through the room as the staff becomes a living entity. So I think it's, is there one more thing we got? Power emanates from the staff. The three are now and forever one. Yep. So okay, we're good. You got to do, you can't, you got to do all that first. You can't just use it. You got to put the freaking orb on it first. I don't think there's anything else we need to put on it. I don't think. Let me double check real quick before I go in here. Bellows, yeah, I think that was it. So we've now built the Staff of Ages that we can use to beat the behemoth. So now we can use this horn. I always thought this was cool. It's like, it's kind of ominous because we're getting ready for the final battle. So we blow this horn to open up the door. The sound of the horn echoes loudly in your ears. Suddenly, you hear the sound of grinding rock. The jaw of the skull begins to descend. Hot wind erupts from the mouth, creating the illusion that the stone skull is alive. So this is it, kids. We're going into the final battle. There's really not much to it. You just kind of gotta use the staff, but it's pretty freaky when, you know, first time you walk in here. It's like, oh shit, here it is. The cavern that you have entered is by far the largest your eyes have ever gazed upon. From the depths rises the most powerful creature that has ever existed, the behemoth. I always thought that was so cool. I think they used up all of their graphical animation power on that one little cutscene right there. Like, that was all the animation they could do for the whole game right there. They used it. Your stomach knots up as you stare at this new horror. The beast is indeed incredible. You wonder for a moment, how can you defeat such a creature as this? So, yeah, and you can't even save your game here. So, yeah, it's one of those things, if you try to do the wrong thing here, if you only get one shot at it. So if you try to use anything besides the Staff of Ages, it'll actually kill you. And, like, you can... I think that you can try to talk to him, but it's if you try to do anything, it just kills you automatically. So you have to use the staff on the behemoth. You pray as you raise the Staff of Ages that it has the power that the prophets claimed. The staff pulsates with power and a beam of light explodes from it, striking the behemoth. Boom. And he grabbed the wizard on the way down. How about that? Ba-boom. The creature screams in agony, thrashing back and forth in great pain. In his rage, he grabs the Warlock Lord and descends into the depths forever. You can hear the Warlock Lord's screams fade into silence. Suddenly, it is very quiet. A beautiful light seems to fill the cavern. The morning sun. You say to yourself, it's over. Well, we did it, everybody. Although exhausted, you lean on the Staff of Ages and begin your long journey home. Word of your historic quest has already reached the farthest parts of the land. You are triumphantly greeted as you enter the gates of the royal city of Stormhaven. Moments later, you are ushered into the royal palace where you are greeted by the king. I know what thou hast done, brave one. The world would be dark forever without thee. And I think it froze. Or glitched or something. There we go. You are bestowed a kingdom to rule and the king's fair daughter's hand. Well, that's nice. Forced marriage. That's nice. As you leave the throne room, you know that although this quest is over, others await. See, that always pissed me off because, yeah, you think there's gonna maybe be sequels at some point, but they're never, at least not like this, there never really were, so that's unfortunate. After all, the bards will need new legends to sing of and new tales to tell. The first stories end, so usurp the throne. So yeah, it's kind of unfortunate that there ended up not really being any more Shadowgate games like this. Like I said before, there were two other ones. There was Shadowgate 64, and then there was Shadowgate Beyond Shadowgate for TurboGrafx 16, but they were both totally different games. The Shadowgate for TurboGrafx 16 was kind of more of a side-scroller, and then the one for Nintendo 64 was kind of a first-person game. At some point, I'm going to go back and try to figure that one out, too, just because I remember I rented it a couple times and just never got very far. But yeah, I wish they'd have made, I could have played through one of these every year. And even if they didn't want to do another Shadowgate game, you know, just more of these types of games, you know, Uninvited, Deja Vu, the sequel to Deja Vu, you know, they could have made like 10 of these and I'd have been fine with it. You know, if you wanted to have each one have a different story, that's fine, but I would have played them over and over again. But I don't know. I'm not sure what the sales figures on these games were, but I always enjoyed them. So anyway, that's all for today. I think we're done. Thank you for everybody that stopped by and hung out with me today on the stream, on Twitch and on YouTube. Tomorrow at 8 a.m. Central Time, I'm going to be live streaming on the main channel, Friday night, youtube.com/Friday Night Arcade. I'll try it again on Twitch. I'll see if I can figure out if there was why it was still, you know, what was going on with that. But anyway, tomorrow morning, we're going to be live streaming on the main channel, and hopefully it works. And I hope to see you there. We're going to be doing one of the Space Quest games tomorrow, and it should be a lot of fun. So thanks for hanging out, and if these continue to go well, if you guys enjoy this, you know, I'll try to do this maybe once a week again, now that I've kind of got my internet fixed finally, and all that other stuff. It's a lot of fun playing through these, so thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you next time on Friday Night Arcade. Peace.